What's up guys, I'm back and today I'm going to show you how to dominate and survive as an ice monk from early to mid game. Whether you're new to the build or just looking to refine your strategy, I got you covered. Let's dive in. So this build will revolve around the Herald of Ice. Herald of Ice will allow your shattered kills to explode, dealing damage to everyone around them. Now, this on its own does not really deal damage to bosses unless the boss has someone beside him. But when mob clearing, this skill is really strong. What will damage the boss though is this. It's a passive in the skill tree called Coming Calamity. What this does is when you have Herald of Ice active, all cold damage that you deal is increased by 50%. This is what's going to help you kill the boss. Now, Herald of Ice on its own is not strong, so I decided to put some support gems that would benefit my character rather than the skill. An example of that would be Cannibalism. This gives me 4% HP or life recovered per kill. Sadly, whatever we do, Ice Monks at this time do not have Leech or Leech per hit. We can get on gears something like 5% physical damage added to HP per hit, but it doesn't work. What works is the flat leech, like plus 10 HP per hit. That works because it wouldn't require you to be a physical damage, but the other kind, the percentage leech, it doesn't work. So this works better, as we always get sure kills anyway, and we do kill a lot of mobs at the same time. So 4% of life per kill. For example, if you have 10 mobs in front of you, they all die at the same time, you get 40%. So that's actually huge. The other one would be mana regeneration. That would be Clarity. Clarity just gives you enough mana regeneration. I'm not saying that it's enough, but it's more like just something that you can put into the skill while you're waiting for some other skills. Something like that. Yeah, but I don't really have anything better to put in Herald of Ice anyway. So the mana regeneration is perfect for me. And moving on to the next skill on this build is our bread and butter, which is Ice Strike. This is going to be always our damage dealer for almost all the monsters that we fight. This is it. This has a 3-hit attack, which is on the third attack, which is a stronger version of the first and 2 attacks. But there's an option to put the 4th attack, but I didn't really put it because the animation is slower. Better off just doing the first and the second skill. Spam it. The support skills that I put in here are Martial Tempo. If you watched my previous video, this is the very first skill gem that I bought. So until now, as you can see, I'm already in Cruel Act 3, and I am still using it. And the next one would be Penetration to Cold Resistance. And the third one being, whenever you freeze an enemy, you just gain 35% increase cold damage for 3 seconds. The next skill in this build is Blasphemy. Now, Blasphemy is an aura which allows you to put a cursed gem on it. What I'm using is Hypothermia. Hypothermia will just give all the monsters around you negative 33, but this is decreased by, I guess it's 42%, so you only decrease their resistance by around 18 to 19%, but it's actually the best in slot skill as compared to any other spirit-based skills. Now, of course, if you still cannot afford to put Blasphemy, because Blasphemy has a cost of 60. Now, I know that's huge. You can get your spirit from amulets or from armors, or you can get the ascendancy skill of the monk, which allows you to get spirit based on your evasion and shield. So those are the sources where you can get spirit. If you can finally afford to put Blasphemy, the best support skill that you can put on it is, of course, Hide and Curse. Hide and Curse just increase the effect of the supported curse. That's it. So whatever is your curse, let's say for example you're starting out at 18%, you get to put a curse of like 22% negative cold resistance to everyone around you. So it's actually great. The next skill on our list is Shattering Palm. Now, Shattering Palm is one of the, I'd say, mid to end game skills. You really wouldn't be getting this early game. What you would get instead is Hand of Chayula. Now, Hand of Chayula allows you to put curse gems and mark gems on it. So what I did when I was still using Hand of Chayula is I put Hypothermia and Freezing Mark. This will allow me to hit the boss, damage the boss faster. It's just a single target, so I'd say you can use it on yellow monsters or unique monsters, but for normal mobs, just hit them with your normal skills. Um, of course, you can always use Hand of Chayula to be a gap closer to dash in. Now, when you finally get your Shattering Palm, this is where things gets better because Shattering Palm creates this icy wave, wherein if you deal enough damage to those hit by the icy wave, they take another set of damage, which is great. Also, it's another gap closer. And for the support skills that I put on it, I put Deep Freeze, Cold Infusion, and Culling Strike. Now, the Culling Strike is just there because I don't really have anything better to put into it, but it allows you to, just call them. If you have a yellow mob in front of you which is ready for culling, just call them. Yeah, kill them. And then moving on to the next skill. Now, this is debatable. For me, my preference would be, since I am lazy, to be honest, the skill Unbound Avatar would be better than Elemental Expression, because it gives you increased damage to everything that you do. It gives you more ailment damage. However, the skill requires you to press it or activate it. Me being lazy, just want everything to be automatic. So I don't want to press any button when I'm hitting bosses. Of course, I know later down the road, when I get my next 4 ascendancy points, I'm going to get that Unbound Avatar. But for now, Elemental Expression just works for me. Now, the purpose of Elemental Expression is not really for the damage. I use it for the shock. I don't really have anything to shock the enemy, and why I wanted to shock the enemy is for them to take 20% more damage when they're shocked, so it's like a debuff. So the support gems that I put on it are Scattershot. So Scattershot allows you to hit plus 2 additional projectiles. I can't really confirm for the chain lightning part of this skill since I don't really see it. And I tried to run a video where I can screen capture it, but it's really difficult. But what I can confirm is that the ice part of this skill, it shoots 5 instead of 3, which is better. It adds more damage, even if it's not really that strong, but damage is damage, and it's cold. Everything in our Paragon board would be all about damage to ice and ignore ice resistance, so that's good. It's damage. Now, for the other 2 support gems that I put, I have Conduction. As I mentioned a while ago, I use this for the main reason why I'm using this is for the shock debuff. So here, it increases your chance to put a shock on the monster. And the third one being Cold Exposure. So when you hit the monster with a critical hit, and take note, Elemental Expression's ice damage has 12% base critical hit chance, so it's high. And with this build, we actually do have a lot of critical chance. So, like, let's say 1 out of 4 hits of Elemental Expression to the enemy using the cold attack would really deal cold exposure. And for those who are not familiar with cold exposure gives another negative 20% resistance to cold. As for the Paragon board, we're going to be, you can follow the step-by-step that I'm going to show you in here, but of course your preference would still be your preference, but these are the skills that would be my recommendations. It's very easy to follow. So the first skill that we're going to be getting is Flow Like Water. Flow Like Water will allow you to deal damage faster. This build requires you to have high enough attack speed, so you can hit the bell faster and make combo points faster in order for you to drop the second bell without much waiting time. Plus, this build actually feels better because you attack fast. There isn't much delay in animation when you're killing monsters, so it's really good. It feels great, that's what I'm trying to say. The next skill that you can put into is Crashing Wave. This is just straightforward, increase damage if you dealt a critical hit in the past 8 seconds. And then move to Moment of Truth, another damage increase passive. On the video, I am showing you how you can progress, but my personal recommendation is that you rush Reaching Strike. Reaching Strike will give you 2 melee strike range. Melee strike range is not attack range, rather, it's from your character's standing position, it will dash to the closest or to your next target if it's within your melee strike range. So you won't hit the monster from where you're standing, your character will dash to that point. And then after getting the Reaching Strike, you can go for One with River. One with River is the passive point on the quarterstaff node. It does say 30% increased defenses while wielding a staff, but don't be confused. This includes quarterstaff, so you will still get 30% increased defense, and plus this has freeze buildup, which would really benefit our builds. Now, when you are in mid game, just like what my character is, you can just follow everything that's in here. As for gears, I do have a pretty good staff in here. Actually, when I was having difficulties, because yeah, Path of Exile 2 is really difficult, especially when you're not dealing enough damage. So I didn't hesitate to add the quality to my staff, since I'd say I have a pretty good staff given with the default of 129 increased physical damage. I didn't hesitate to put quality plus 20% on it, and also the 40% increased physical damage coming from the 2 iron runes, so that adds more. You can neglect all the other things that you see underneath. Oh, well, except for the plus 3 to all melee physical skills. That's actually beefy. But everything else can go. I mean, I'm not requiring you to have plus 3 to all level of melee skills because that one's quite rare. Plus 1, plus 0, nothing. As long as the staff gives you high damage, that's good enough for me. The next one is the armor. Well, for armor, I actually prefer armor and evasion rating. The reason why I wanted this armor is because of this passive in here. Physical damage reduction from armor is based on your combined armor and evasion rating, but you will get 40% less evasion rating. So I'm preparing for this. I tried to run it, but I actually missed the automatic procs from critical from scatter them to the winds, so I removed it, put it back in here. But in the future, I will get this because this is really beneficial. The next item on my list, actually, it's just all about... Oh, no, sorry. Going back to the armor, I'm going to talk about the spirit. So, their spirit and resistances. So, those are the very important things that you would like to consider when getting an armor in the mid to late game. Resistances. Amulet, it's just standard. I got this when I was still level 35 and not in the non-cruel version. I kept it because of the spirit and all attributes. And then for the boots, so just pick this up somewhere. It gives 25% increased movement speed. I plan to replace this with something with better resistances, but as of now, I still haven't gotten it yet. So if you have better boots than me, then good for you. Use it. This one is also another weak glow. Not the best. I only picked it up or use it because of the resistance. The ring, it's a resistance-based ring again. And the next ring will also be resistance-based. This is also another set of resistances. So, as you've noticed, I am stacking resistances because mid to end game is all about resistances. You can get your damage from your passive skill tree. For your gears, just go with full resistance. The belt isn't really that great, but it's another resistance. And yeah, that's actually about it. So spirit on the pendant, spirit on the armor, and should give you like, well, for me, we get 70 free spirit from quests, from non-cruel and cruel, and then plus 32 and plus 30. So all in all, I have 162. Um, yeah, it's actually great. Oh, why do I have 162 though? I already forgot where I got the extra spirit because 70 plus 60 is just 130, but I have 30 extra. Probably later I'll remember where I got it. But yeah, that's about it for this video. Um, if you like contents like this, don't hesitate to like and subscribe. It will really help me a lot. Thank you and goodbye.